Welcome back to a farm west of Boring, where life is anything but boring. Well, today we're going to try to figure out how to make a log bunk for our sawmill so that we can load logs onto the log bunk and then roll them in onto the sawmill without disturbing the sawmill bed. That's one of my big concerns. So let's see what we can do, figure out something that we can make that will hold up and yet be movable. So my idea is basically to put down a couple of logs going into the mill. The mill bed would be over here. Then put a couple of cross logs underneath. Put a couple of cross logs underneath. This one I don't know so much about because I would like to be able to drive the tractor in here, so I'm not sure whether we just make these, cut those off and just sort of like Lincoln logs almost. But looking from the side, if we have a log like that and a log like that and a bunk going across, we need this distance here to be about 18 inches, I think. So that means this should be about a 10-inch log and this should be about 10-inch bunk, so you could about 18 inches. Then the idea here is to have a ramp, and I ordered some aluminum trailer ramps that are 6 feet long, 14 inches wide, and so they would basically, I'm going to overlap my photo here, my drawing, so they would basically go down something like that. And then at this end, I would have a beam going across like that, so there would be a beam going across here. And at that point, then I can tie my snatch block on here and put a cable around that, roll the cable out around here, back through the snatch block, and then back out for my tractor. So the snatch block would be in here, cable would come out around here, come back through the snatch block, come back out to a tractor. Then that way I can load a log on here, take the tractor, pull the cable back that way, the log would be sitting in here and would get pulled up onto the bunk. Once it was on the bunk should be pretty much level, and then we can just roll the log up here, and then we'll make a couple of beams, temporary beams to go across here onto the bed. So they would go across here onto the sawmill bed, and we would just roll the log over onto that. So that's my idea. I would like, again, to make this sort of like a Lincoln log type thing so that we could take it apart easily and move it, because I don't want to necessarily have this sitting out in front all the time in case I need to get the tractor in here to do something. So there's my idea. Let's go see what we can do. Well, to start with, we're going to go ahead and put some hooks on here, chain hooks on the bucket, so we can hook chains onto those instead of ripping the bucket apart like we've done in the past. So now we just have to get these holes drilled. So now I guess we'll go ahead and put that one on there. I'm assuming that we would probably want to put the the nut coming up so that we don't have a whole bunch of bolts sticking down inside here. So that is what I'm going to do. So we've got 2 of them on there and testing it out with some chain here. Looks like it's going to work. And here's the underside. The first order of business in getting some log bunks set up is we got to get this big oak log out of the way. So it'll be a good test for our new chain hooks. We'll go ahead and hook the grapple up to the chain and put them up around those chain hooks. Well, let's see how that goes. So there we go, got that hooked up. Get those on those hooks. Now let's see how it goes. There we go, that's how it's supposed to work. Picking up some logs that this tractor can handle. So the hooks work pretty darn well. This is another rusty chain I found somewhere, probably out in the woods somewhere, but yeah, it works really nice. It's a little short piece. there's a crooked log for you. Pretty straight to about right here. So I guess what I could do is I could cut this off. You end up with this end is roughly 14 inches high and 15 inches that way. So So I've got these all set at 10 inches. So that's 10 inches. Got this at 12 inches. So that should, yep, it'll clear that. That'll take that top part off. We'll see how this goes. So I will roll this on my own. I think I will. Okay, so now I'm going to set these down to 6 inches. I'm still getting a little bit of shake on this thing. We've shook it down, loosened it up and shook it down several times. And I'm still getting a little bit of, I'm not quite sure why. Okay, I'll go get it. Okay, so let's see if this will work. Oh, yeah. That works beautifully. Why didn't I think of that before? I think I'll go to 14. So there we go. Got 10 by 10. 10 by 10. 8 feet long. Lunchtime.